Alright guys, good morning. It is a Saturday morning for me. We're playing Metaphor ReFantazio. Fidelio seems as though he has something to say. Let's see if he will actually say it.
What's up, Del? Something on your mind?
That's nothing, just thinking.
Oh no. You're not still feeling unwell, are you?
It's just the twinge now, that's all. I'm sharp as ever, me.
You sure? Because I remember, once the big fever passed, you went hot and cold again a couple more times. I've never seen you go down like that.
I said I'm fine, didn't I?
Fidelio goes
Don't
down to
worry too
dysentery,
much.
I'm gonna scream.
Come on, I'm starving.
Me and him have not always seen eye to eye, but I will not sit here and see him
Something's
die
bothering
to
me.
dysentery.
Really? He seemed pretty healthy to me.
Just a bad feeling, I suppose. It was a human that wounded him. Hard to say whether the magla might have any nasty side effects. You know,
You mean he may need magic healing? I don't know if we're gonna find that here on the island.
hey, is there any way we could get Rella to take a look at him? Magla-borne symptoms can take a turn for the worse incredibly fast, no matter how healthy you are. I'd rather not let it fester.
Well, we do claim to help anyone in need, eh? But don't forget that we're fighting a battle. And if you cannot distinguish friend and foe on the battlefield, it will be your end.
That would be the death of me.
But I get the
I'm too
feeling
quick
those
to
two
label
tell
anybody as
themselves the
friend.
Same thing.
What if, now, what if, instead of speeding to her doorstep, we ask her saintliness to come here? It'll just take a bit of conspiring to get our story straight.
My nurse, my dear, my love. It would take her many a day to travel here. In addition to the time, it's also a decent amount of effort, I imagine. Whereas we could go there in 2 seconds. Why would we bring her here?
I mean, I'm not normally a chap to take sides in this sort of thing, but those two hardly strike me as the evil type.
Look, Captain, I wouldn't feel right ignoring this. Will you please go to the royal capital for me?
Yeah. No. Why would it be a risk? No
I
problem.
knew you'd say that. Well, if Rella's coming here, I guess it won't be that much trouble.
Oh, I'm going to fetch her.
I remember I called you too soft once. I see now I was wrong.
If that's sorted, let's get it done sharpish before any complications crop up.
I like those beds.
Thank you so much for your help leading the evacuation.
We're gonna get one of those beds.
They tell me not everyone got a chance to thank you. So on their behalf...
Don't worry about it. Didn't want the annihilation of a whole village on my conscience is all.
Wasn't expecting you to handle the evacuation side, Del. Thought for sure you'd be the first in the fray with the human.
They healed me up. Gotta repay the favor, don't I? Wouldn't feel right otherwise.
And then for their sake, you should take care of yourself, too.
See, he's a decent
Who
dude.
the hell?
He's just also a twerp. Sometimes twerps are decent
way.
dudes, unfortunately.
Aren't you Saint Rella?
You're joking. You're not joking. Why is she here?
I called for her and she came. You that surprised? I know people in the Crown Theocracy. My work speaks for itself these days.
It's almost time for the Saints' Day festivities in Montario. Having been invited, I was in the area. I heard about your splendid work, Fidelio and Basilio. I hardly recognized the two of you.
You remember us?
Of course. This is a bit of a reversal, though. Back then, it was you helping treat Basilio's wound. I can tell how far you've come since then.
Ugh.
But I've also heard about your own injury. Your right foot, I'm guessing. Have you felt any sudden fevers come on? Let me have a look. Yes, that should do. I can see you had an expert looking after you already. Physically, you're as well as anyone could ask. But
But spiritually, he's unwell.
is there something you feel lost or anxious about?
Where's that coming from?
May he not
I've
come down
taught
with
a
a
lot of
melancholia.
people and observed the flow of their magic. By now, I'm certain that Magla is connected to our emotions. When I speak to someone who's feeling strong emotions, I can sense the state of their heart as if seeing it with my own eyes.
Nah, I'm sound. Nothing's getting me down.
Men talk about your feelings hour.
Then you should be fine. Just don't take life for granted, or your treatment will have been for nothing. Keep on living, all right? For now, let's see. Run to the beach and back with Basilio. If you can make it without slowing down, then clearly there's nothing wrong with your foot.
Hey, sounds like a laugh. Just like when we were kids. Step lively, Del, or I'll leave you behind.
Hey, what the hell? I said I'm fine. Oh, damn it. Basilio! Hang on!
They're cute.
Thanks, Rella. When you told me about the first time you'd saved someone's life, I didn't realize you were talking about them.
You're in Luis's entourage now. Yet you needed our stories to match in front of the brothers. You're swimming in dangerous waters, aren't you? Not just that. You've got a gauntlet runner that can teleport across the land and an elder captain who wields it through magic. That's a lot to take in.
Well, how do I put this?
We got a
I didn't realize anyone
Mustari
before,
Sanctoress as well.
You're already one of the top candidates. I saw the King's Rock. Are you intending to confront Luis?
You don't know the half of it. A confrontation, it is set to be. And I forgive me for not Barack Hussein. Remember when they were obsessed with saying Barack Hussein Obama? Forgive me for not Barack Obama-ing and having like the most hope in my heart. I don't trust that my going to go kill Luis is just going to go that simply. It should, because the King's magic should kill him, and if that fails, then I should be able to kill him. We've got two kind of fail-safes here, but I just don't see it for me. God doesn't smile upon the dirty elder the way he used to. And so fate as well, following the lead of God, finds itself frowning in my direction. That is right, though.
Yes, that's right.
Well, there you have it.
So you are committed to this path, no matter what. I knew this day might come.
Rella's beautiful, right?
It's not my place to stop you.
Come now, do you have to be so bleak? I've already spent my fair share of time with Luis, you know.
Don't underestimate Luis.
That's what I've been saying. I feel like we've been underestimating him.
Knows, the King's magic will protect the highest candidates from any harm. And they think that guarantees their safety at the festival. But I've done my research. Some attacks the barrier can't stop. I believe the magic only prevents underhanded approaches, like ambush.
So there's a loophole.
It's not widely known, but take a duel, for instance. Both parties identify themselves, fight with consent, and the magic won't protect them, no matter their standing.
But if
Much
you
to
just have
think
to
about.
identify yourself and agree to fight... Oh, was that why the battle with Gladel?
Because he was being
Suffice it to say,
underhanded.
the King's shield is not perfect, and Luis will surely exploit that. I have a terrible feeling there will be bloodshed before Saint's Day is over.
She's an oracle of sorts. Also, her hair with the like bob, but also the bump, she's kind of giving Flo from Progressive, I believe. I don't really remember Flo that well, but I bet she looked like that. I keep wanting to tell y'all it's a Saturday morning and getting into that chat like I do in every video, but I do have to let the scene play out.
I won't try to stop you, but be careful down the road, all right?
When I was in the 4th grade, speaking of oracles, I wanted to play Oracle of Wisdom, Oracle Seasons, Oracle of Ages so bad. When I was in the 4th grade, I became aware of these Game Boy games, and I was like, need. And I would just be on eBay looking at them. And like my father was like, cool. Like I wasn't a spoiled kid, but because I wasn't a spoiled kid, I didn't ask all the time for what I wanted, because I didn't just expect I could have whatever I wanted. And because I didn't ask often for things, often when I finally did, we would get them, maybe in that moment, maybe for a birthday or for Christmas. So we got what we wanted because we were raised in a way that we didn't want fucking everything. I just never asked for those games. And I got other games for my Game Boy, and I don't know. And now I'm at a point in my adult life where I'm like, barely colored sprite-based game, probably not up my alley, but maybe at some point. I will protect Juna.
I'll protect Juna. I promise.
But where is this coming from? Honestly.
Then please, look after Juna.
Always. Always and forever.
You do know I'm not a child anymore.
You became a child in the streets in the last video. Do y'all remember she turned into a little bowling pin girl and nobody explained it? She became this big. She looked like she was made out of gummy snacks. And they were just like, that happened. And then they like didn't. I hope we do elaborate on that.
You spring-heeled bastard, you've got the height advantage. Damn it. You haven't won yet.
I suppose we'll have to leave it there.
We sent Cinderella back to Grand Trad with teleportation magic, avoiding the gaze of the brothers who were fortunately too winded to notice. 36 degrees Celsius. That's quite hot, isn't it? Isn't it like over 100 Fahrenheit?
Can't deny it this time, though. You lot did fantastic.
I don't know where my phone is. Hey Siri. What's 36 degrees Celsius in Fahrenheit?
36 degrees Celsius is 96.8 degrees Fahrenheit.
That's actually not that crazy, but on a tropical island, bitch, with the humidity? And I know they got some freaky bugs in the air. Bugs love humidity. It seems like life likes humidity. The primordial soup. You know what I'm saying?
And Lady Juna's safe too. I owe you thanks for that, if nothing else.
Are we still allowed to talk about the primordial soup, or are the Christians going to make that, like, illegal?
The islanders gave us a map of the east side of the island. Their way of thanking us, I suppose. You're welcome to it, if you don't waste it.
He's becoming charming.
Hotel's great at looking after people. He saved loads of them in the evacuations.
Oh, belt up, would you? Been meaning to ask. That's a book, yeah?
Everybody I show this book to becomes a confidant. I would love if I got Fidelio and Basilio as, like, you know, like in Super Smash Bros. Ice Climbers is one character in the sense that you control both of them, but you get both of them. I would love an archetype. Well, how would we do two? I don't know. I would love the two of them as one teammate. That would be so cool.
Didn't take you for a book reader. Lord Luis likes them, though. Often got his head berries in one.
By the way, doesn't Lord Luis have this same book? I hear it's been banned.
How should we know? Not like we grew up round books. People barely literate nowadays, frankly.
So, what's it say? As long as we're killing time anyhow, let me see it.
I like
In
the
this world,
illustrations.
one can become anything they desire. Neither birth nor status decides your occupation.
Huh. Sounds grand, that. You think this place really exists?
First of all, look at the top right. There's a clown. Great choice of occupation. Also, since reading Thomas More's Utopia, hate to bring it up again, I'm going to be annoying about it. I realize that whenever we show them pieces of this book, they are pieces that mirror pieces from the actual book, because they did in the book discuss in a decent amount of detail how, like, one can follow any occupation that chooses them, and should where they are at the family that they're at, not like if they're somewhere that doesn't do the occupation, they can move to another thing, and people can be moved around, and so long as one occupation isn't more needed at the time, the freedom is complete, so long as they are productive with their time. And what's the word? They don't idle. They're not idle.
Of course not, you muppet. It's a fantasy, remember? Anyone is free to become anything. This is a paradise of equality and freedom, devoid of discrimination or prejudice. Pretty words, then. But if everybody's free to do what they want, they'll work out their own reasons to be prejudiced. You can call it a utopia, but I reckon
That's kind of
people
period.
living in it might romanticize our world too. At the end of the day, dreaming of escape will only ever be a dream. Nothing changes unless you do it with your own hands.
He's got points too.
But if we really could do anything, I quite fancy opening up a little diner with you, Del. You like singing, eh? And I'm dead handy with a cook pan.
I don't know if it's because he said that right when the horns hit in the song. I almost cried. Oh, okay. Well, this just... It's so simple and sweet. And earnest. And he loves his brother so much. And he dreams of seemingly what is so little, but despite that being so little, it seems out of reach. Also, Del likes singing. Let's talk about that.
We could invite Lady
Why am I gonna
Junior
cry?
over, host a fancy soiree of our own. Every night, just us and our best mates living it up. You telling me you don't like the sound of that?
Get your head out of the clouds, Baz. We're long past being able to get away with that. Doesn't matter anyway. A dream is just a dream.
Dream is a wish your heart makes.
Time marches on, and the age of a new king
When
draws
you're
nearer.
fast asleep. And da-da-dee-dee-dee-dee. I don't know the rest of that song. It's a bop, though. Well then, we'll be departing today, but what's this I hear about a festival on the island? The islanders all seem to be heading for the coast.
Yes, of course.
The village wants to show their gratitude to us and wish us a safe journey. Thanks to the tides, I believe we can still make it by the deadline even if we leave tomorrow. The festivities include a sacred rite where a dragon god statue is set alight. It's Burning Man for the pagans. Well, isn't that just Burning Man? Burning Man at this point has become Burning Man for the finance bros. Oh, wait a minute. They said, don't you dawdle. We'll keep talking. Dragon god statue set alight in a ceremonial bonfire. It's said that if you offer prayers to it with someone, your wishes will come true with someone. Romance. Oh, isn't that just marvelous? And who will our dear captain pray with tonight, I wonder? Are they setting me up for romance? We don't got time for romance. I got a king to kill. Unfortunately. I've got a king to kill and a prince to save. Isn't that beautiful? I guess the king's dead. I guess Louis... A lord. I've got a lord to kill. Also, why does he want to be King Louis? It doesn't have the same ring that Lord Louis has. I would stay a lord. Is a king not also a lord? Do you know what I mean? Like... How do I word this? Is that not... part of being a king? With that decided, we all helped the villagers prepare for the festival, and once the effigy of the dragon god was complete, the sun was already down. Now, I do have to keep my eye on the time because I got to get out of here at 11. It is 9:57. Me and Garrison are hitting the mall because he has been meaning to ship things for months. I've been meaning to ship something for over a year, and I said, Garrison will never do it if I'm just like, hey, make sure you ship those. So I was like, I gave a time, a date, and a certainty. I said, we are going to the mall on this day because the mall has a USPS in it. And we're doing mall things and we're getting things shipped. No ifs, ands, or buts. It's not a fight thing. He's an adult with autonomy. He could fight it, but went with it. Solid plans. Good. That one thing I've learned for people that like don't hate you and you're not trying to make them do things that don't suit them. If you come with a certainty, people will usually like do what needs to be done. So give people dates and times. Okay? With that, and I'm gonna, pray for me that I don't just go to Barnes & Noble and buy a bunch of manga. Let me read what I have first. I've been on like a manga kick lately.
Didn't expect them to throw such a party before our departure. A far cry from our first night here in a cell.
Indeed. Hey, the cell wasn't too bad. We had Batlin and his humor about him.
I hear 'tis a festival in the dragon god's name, meant to ensure a safe sea voyage. In place of a lighthouse, their fire is kept burning until the morning.
I say, these locals are barely well informed. They're up to their gills in practical and theoretical magna theory. Not as focused on the mechanicals as us mainlanders, but the land's far from barbaric. Their insights could rather improve the runner's design, you know?
the quickness, the swiftness with which different is labeled barbaric, or even sometimes simple, or seemingly simple is labeled barbaric. Also, if something is how things were done in the past, we immediately label it as this like bad thing. And like that's very true often. Racism. But like not always. And actually I can't be making points right now because I don't have points inside me, so.
Ah, speaking of, I finished with the lance replica.
Can I see it? I want to see it.
We're finally ready.
I want to admire your craftsmanship. Yo, my boss the other day, or my woodshop manager, we had little meetings, one-on-ones with him, everybody, and he said something about my craftsmanship is top tier. I said, not me being a craftsman suddenly, not my craftsmanship. I was like, wait a minute, craftsmanship? I'm not just a man working on some wood. I'm a craftsman.
Grand, ain't it? Dell's all better, and we've got some choice souvenirs to bring back to Lord Luis.
They've been charming enough to remember that they are potential Luis informants, and I have to be careful what I say and or do around these two.
We're not out of the woods yet. Don't be too quick to celebrate.
Hey, come on, lads, loosen up.
Batlad!
It's a party. We've all had a little fun.
Is he coming back with us?
What's
Like, how's he getting off the
Santa's
island?
fat cat like you doing getting all giddy over a pagan festival?
I have to laugh, don't I? You know, I thought the Crier's life had made me pretty knowledgeable about our world, but turns out most of what I knew was lies. Makes me think, maybe this is how my old father felt.
Crier a family trade, eh?
Wait, tell me about your father.
Nah.
The Crown Theocracy does love their hereditary titles. Yeah, my old man was a serious fella. More than me, that's for sure.
You're not serious in the
He called out
slightest.
corruption where he saw it. Made him a pariah. But there you go. Yeah, I remember he once flat out suggested igniters were more dangerous than the Crown Theocracy was letting on. And there was that riot in the slums, of course, the one started by that Parapus. The church dismissed it as paupers revolting over their conditions. But my old man, well, he said it wasn't a riot at all. Outright accused the Crown Theocracy of turning an innocent Parapus feral through horrific magic experiments.
What?
Who knows what really happened there? Either way, nobody took my father seriously. He was condemned as a liar. And he died young. Just the way
Hot
it is,
and
I
young,
suppose.
probably, no offense.
People will always prefer their own feelings to the truth. Happiness is a luxury hard to come by otherwise.
Wait, that was big period as well.
About the world after that. I was a poor excuse for a crier, if you ask me. Yep.
I'm so sorry. I'm gonna go ahead and have this repeated. I need to think about this one.
Just the way it is, I suppose. People will always prefer their own feelings to the truth. Happiness is a luxury hard to come by otherwise.
I don't think it's an always thing, but I do think it's an often. Actually, it is always. The preference is always, but the being so rigid and sticking to one's preference isn't an always. Sometimes people go outside of their preference and their comfort to grow, so. There's a bit of cynicism in that statement, and usually I'd like to oppose cynicism. And I don't think happiness is an impossible feat living amongst truths, like he maybe implies, but period nonetheless.
Here I am. It's beyond weird. Somehow, you lot have managed to make the world seem interesting again. I'm genuinely grateful, you know? It makes a man feel as if he owes you.
You owe us nothing. Can't afford any rumors about
You
you
owe
being
me, like,
biased in our favor anyway.
A kiss on the cheek, dude.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Honestly, though, you need anything. You've got me on your side.
Not even a kiss, I just want to get drunk with you,
Okay.
actually.
For now, I'll catch a boat ride to Altabury ahead of you. Once this festival's over, it'll be farewell for the moment. So, let's make this a bash to remember.
Let's drink. Do the Mustari drink? I bet they do. Why would they have these giant cups if not for drinking?
Bring out the treats!
Oh, Hulkenberg's gonna love a treat. Yo, what are these beautiful things?
Those are?
The fruit is called dragon's tears. They're quite precious. Their tree only bears once every few years.
We were told about these.
Ah, tis delicious. Beyond delicious.
Wonderful. This again. Hulkenberg's tastes are a dubious metric at best.
Y'all hate that she is free with her palate. Also, am I wrong or do I look like such a cuck when I'm sipping out a straw? Something about me just looks very cuckly.
Please,
That's okay.
It's the rarest of harvests, and we would like to share it with you.
Sometimes actually, we're not going to talk about the things I jerk off to, but like, you know, cucks have their place. They've done a duty. The juice burst forth as soon as I put it in my mouth.
Sounds. I feel quite.
Are we horny off the berries?
Right.
Aphrodisiac berries?
What's going on? There's something odd about the way those two are laughing.
Are we getting high? Is he crying?
Crying? What is this fruit? You see, in old times,
We are on.
times, people ate this to reach a higher plane of existence.
We're on a psychedelic.
And talk to the gods. Ha. Yes, you certainly appear to have reached some higher state. Glad I passed.
Poor Heisman crying.
Phew. Finally back to normal. Well, that sure felt like a festival. Not that
Oh,
I'm
look at
complaining. Oh,
look
and
at Nurse in the
here,
background having a
people on
blast.
this island make a wish over that flame. It's said that if you write your wish on a piece of paper, it'll bring you good luck. You don't often get to relax like this. So why don't you go there with someone?
Yufa. Not them letting me choose who to invite. Not them like not giving us romance, but like teasing it.
Someone?
I'm gonna go with, I can go with boys. I am so sorry, girls. And this isn't just because I'm gay, because I'm not ever trying to fuck Stroll, but like, that's my like right-hand man. That's my dude. We've been through it all. He was my first level 8 friend rating. I forget what they call it. Heisme was crying though. I'm gonna use this as a moment to bond with Heisme. He's little. The gentle rhythm of the waves produces a most soothing sound, a far cry from the noise and pomp of the feast. My apologies, my nose has been running since earlier. For whatever reason, my eyes feel unusually sore as well. He's got little rat allergies. After we partook in that dish, what was it, the dragon's tear? My memories become quite hazy from that point. Could you help me recall what happened next? Oh, it's not allergies, he just cried the house down boots.
Well, sure.
You poured your heart out through your tears, brother.
I see.
I thought as much. It appears as though I've embarrassed myself in front of... No, you have not. Also, may you be embarrassed in front of me at some point. May you fart. May you giggle in a way that is unflattering. May you cry more. May we be uncomfortable with one another until it becomes comfortable. I love you, bitch. I cannot deny I enjoy a good drink more than most. I've made a habit of carrying a bottle with me. Consequently, I did not think it possible for me to lose myself in a single serving. It may be safe to assume that the fruit was what inspired our minds to become so liberated. Alcohol doesn't hold a candle to it. I must politely refuse any further helpings, but I wouldn't say no to sitting down with you for a drink at some point. You always sit down with me and you don't let me drink the liquor. Quit babying me. Let's get the liquor, brother. Me and you. Of course, only once you have a few more years behind you and are capable of appreciating a fine drink's flavor. Then give me a bad drink. I don't need something good. You're right. I don't appreciate great things. So give me some like fucking fermented... What are the berries? Do you ever see the birds up in the trees eating fermented berries on like a Sunday and then they go sit in the sun after being drunk and like take a nap? Give me those berries. Those birds are live. I always see birds. You'll never believe it. We got birds all over the place in the world. And they are always having fun, despite our atrocities toward them. And I'm just like, bitch, ooh, to be a bird. And I love being a human. Would do it again. I probably will, because I fear I am coming to the end of my cycles of life. Samsara, if you would. And I fear it. I'm having so much fun. Do not send me to Nirvana. Do not send me to Nirvana. Give me a few more lives. And also, may I come back as a bird a couple times? What if Nirvana's just being a bird? Bet y'all weren't thinking about that. So, that is the famed Pillar of Fire. As I understand it, if we're to make our wishes a reality, all we need to do is write them down on paper and cast them into the blaze. I'm not the type to beg for the gods' favor, but it would be... Don't beg. Just suggest. But it would be rude to disrespect our host's beliefs, so I'll partake in the ritual. That should be it. Next, we are to offer our prayer to the dragon god. I wonder what I wrote down. May more find freedom and also kisses on his clavicle for me. I'm really kiss-pilled today. Like I said, it's 10 in the morning and I'm just ready to kiss. Kiss, kiss, kiss. This kiss, this kiss. Fucking, it's centrifugal, it's perpetual bliss. God, she went so crazy on that one. That song hits every time. I don't care who you are, what you do, where you come from. Every time. Surely we are not offering prayers to that human we subdued, are we? Once is fine, but let's not make a habit of showering devotion upon our foes, yes? I'm so love-pilled. Because that monster, that human monster with the red legs, remember him? I did fall in love with him. I think I know better than to, like, trust him or put my guard down around him, but I did fall in love with him. This kiss, this kiss. That's not quite it.
No. Indeed.
Right, the prayers are offered to the original dragon god. I wonder if this island's deity would extend its protections to us as well.
But...
Well, we protected its people, so maybe it has some sort of favor to offer us, and if not, that is cool as well. If its hands are full with the people of the island, may they remain full with the people of the island. He needn't risk dropping what he holds so as to reach out and hold me as well. I will be fine. Upon further thought, perhaps we shouldn't address our wishes to the dragon god, whom we have only the most tenuous of connections with. Our wishes should belong to us alone. We already know of a power that is always at our side and provides us with strength. Yes, we should offer our wishes to our archetypes. Perhaps I'm just intoxicated by this merging of sea and flame, but I feel as though my soul has been laid bare and the blemishes upon it have been corrected. The true benefit of these festivals is the introspection they inspire in their quietest moments, I think. Oh, I had almost forgotten, but I have a gift for you. Is it you, Chief Eye Jelly? I'm so sorry. It's not a good impulse, and you know... But if you could just, like, every day scrape a little off and then accumulate it, it would mean the world to me. I polished an old sword of mine. I believe you may be able to make masterful use of it now. Thank you.
Right.
I found purpose in serving as your blade, but there may be a time when I am unable to assist you. Don't you fucking say that, Heisme. Not yet, not now, not here. In those moments, I hope that my sword may offer you protection in my stead. If they take Heisme the way they took Grius, who I also loved, that's going to be the end of it for me. These are the two older men that I found, like, wisdom and strength and admiration in and of. Don't you take them from me, life. It's not an overly sentimental idea, is it? And what if it is? Perhaps the influence of the dragon's tear yet clouds my mind. After receiving Heisme's gift, we return to the others. I got silence. I know that's right. Quiet little guy, his little tiny quiet feet. Please tell me he's doing all right.
Tell, you hear all that? What that cry was talking about?
Del has been the most resistive of the people on our Gauntlet Runner to the truths and the facts that have come out in front of us that oppose our teachings. And even when he does believe them, he like brushes them off as like, okay, and who cares? We're here for Louise. I'm hoping I see a little change of, not even a full change of heart, just like a change of focus in him.
Yeah. Sounded proper familiar to me.
It's easy to blame the Sanctus Church for the whole thing. But maybe not all of them were happy about it. Makes you think. I remember St. Rella looked like her heart was breaking, seeing us at death's door. Maybe she knew what was going on. Del, what are we believing, really? Are we absolutely positive that, you know, Count Luis's vision and ours have enough in common?
I thought we were done talking about this. He's the reason we got this far. A couple of Parapus orphans. Nobody else wants us. Nobody cares about us. We'd be nothing without Count Luis.
I know, Del, but he makes all them speeches about equality, but in the end, he's gonna leave the weak to die.
Oh, don't give me a civil war amongst brothers.
World, and it sounds like a world where we'd have died alone in the dirt. No Saint Rella to save us. Is that what we're fighting for?
Too late for that kind of talk, brother. Blood on our hands either way.
Y'all need to talk to Heismay. It is never too late.
Hey! What are you two doing on your own? Come join the party. You'll miss the whole festival.
Do not give Del the fruit.
Lady
A psychedelic would
What's that
melt
about?
him right now.
I know you're absolutely
Too much
smitten
conflict
with
in the
love,
mind.
But you needn't be so tense about it.
Do you plan to kill Count Luis?
Oi.
What are
Yes.
you talking about? He can't be killed anyway.
Lady Juna, I don't think your heart is with Count Luis anymore. Or maybe it never was. There's a side of you that you only show them. But us, starting to think we've never seen the real you.
Are you really so worried for Count Luis? He's the one who measures worth in power. So what would he think to hear you?
And also, if the weak are to die, then like if I overpower him, then he is the weak and he is to die. Let's talk about that.
So you don't actually work for Forden or nothing then? No ulterior
Oh,
motives?
not Forden.
I've been
She better not work for Forden.
since before the race even started.
Double
haven't I?
agent.
Ever since he was stripped of command.
Hey, Del.
I'm sorry if I made you worry. That's my fault. But trust me on this. I promise I'll make sure this world's got more to give you two than despair.
I'm emotional today. These are all kind of hitting me.
That lance gets past the king's magic. That means it can kill a candidate. They were testing it among themselves, and Lady Juna was right there with them.
You serious? How are we supposed to report that to Count Luis?
Oh,
Don't worry,
we
it's my own
underestimated
problem.
Fidelio.
I told you to leave the thinking to me.
You know why? I really like Lady Juna's songs, and I like seeing you listening to her when you get the chance. You got arm around your heart, Del, and her music pierces it. I don't want to kill Lady Juna. And you don't either, Del. Do you?
These are tough times, emotionally and in every other way. But like, oh my god.
So?
Tomorrow's the big day, so let's make sure we're plenty rested. So I can't go out, is what you're saying. Oh, I don't know if I can handle more cutscenes right now. I like almost cried twice during that. How you doing, Yufa?
Beg your pardon, but
Well, Slater, since we'll be journeying together for some time, I want to thank you for having me. I'm sad to leave my brother and will miss him dearly. We can come back. Also, I will miss him dearly as well. But I know in my heart this will be a grand adventure.
Well,
I just hope we can get out of here without being attacked. It's short and simple. I hope the brothers are okay. I don't think they know the particulars of our plan, but we can't let our guard down. I appreciate him letting us know that he's on to us. so that we do not continue to underestimate him. That was an act of what do you call reconnaissance? No, what was the Cold War? That was an act of like information mercy. When we first arrived, I'd never thought we'd be making our journey to Altaberry with hope in our hearts. Let the waves rock us then. We will prepare ourselves for the trials to come.
Yes.
I cannot have my stomach grumbling while afield. I should buy myself a small ration of something before we depart. The trouble is finding a food that will not spoil. Pickle it. Cook it into something else. How does it make sense that some foods last longer when cooked into something else? Is it a change in the structure? We have to go to bed. Yo, what time is it? Do I have time for mini a cutscene? Yeah, we do. We got 40 minutes, even though I'm always early. I'm always ready on time, ready before time. Today I might get ready at 11 and Garrison will have to suck it because he's always like running late. And also he has to eat a peanut butter sandwich before he leaves or else he gets cranky at the mall. He is a full-grown adult. He's not a toddler. I just like talk about him like he is. But he deadass has to eat something or else he will get cranky at the mall. And sometimes he even brings something so as to have something at the mall so he doesn't get mad at me. So I'm just like infuriating. And so is being at a mall. And also his foot is sore because he was playing he got an upright bass. He has a euphonium, he has a flute, now he has an upright bass. He stood too long playing that. He must have stood wrong or something. Because his foot has been sore in a major way for days. So we need to find him a stool with which he can play his upright bass. I must say, I am sad to leave the island, if for no other reason than every meal here has been an utter delight. I've never seen you not enjoy a meal, my love, so great things to come for you, anywhere we sit with our little bums. For food. I'm almost certain you said the same thing when we left Briarhaven. Martira, a new world of cuisine is but a few days away if you'll just be patient. Mind your tongue, Stroll. A few days is thrice as many meals. Wow, you really are taking this hard. Well, when you've said your goodbyes to the people and the food, meet at the Gauntlet Runner. Can I hit the stores? I've got no reason to. Other than I'm filthy, stinking rich.
Hold on.
Uh,
Oh, I can.
Okay then.
Let's go have one last look around, one last chat. I've never really taken in Briarhaven because I've always been like, I'm going over here for a purpose. I've never just dilly-dallied with just whimsy and curiosity in my heart.
Well now, what are we on about?
Hey.
Let me get my Magla.
Let's see.
How's everybody doing? We're gonna talk to the people. We're gonna scare the birds. Yippee. I touched one! Okay, and then I love birds. They are like often in cities, which what isn't dirty in cities? The fact that we can't drink rain is weird to me. Like, is that always been a thing or is it purely because of our pollution? I don't know. I feel like we should be able to drink rain. But apparently birds are dirty or at least like unhealthy for like humans to be touching.
Thank you.
And that sucks. That's God keeping us away from his perfect little beads of beauty that he put in our skies. You saved our island. You're much more than the rumors implied. Rumors! Yep, I talked to a lot of travelers and let me tell you, I thought that made me the expert on the outside world. And I'll admit, I expected you lot to be a bunch of lowlifes. How dare you? Thought you only wanted the divine relic, but you're not like that. And you know what? Until now, I never even liked this nation. Period. Be insular. I am like weird. I'm like anti-racism and xenophobia, but pro like insularism. I'm dynamic. It is what it is. But if someone like you became the king, well, then I'd reevaluate a lot of things. I don't want to be the king. I feel like we're losing track of the fact that I'm not in this to become king. I mean, maybe we're not losing track of that, just nobody else knows that because I can't tell them that because that would underscore the entire operation. Undermine, I think, is a better word than underscore, but both do work. There's this one plugin that I use when making music, and I use it pretty often, and you cannot buy it. It is a subscription. I pay $100 a year for this thing. And my renewal's coming up here soon. And my renewal for my Nintendo Switch Online, only $20, came up, and I was like, ugh, I love an annual renewal as opposed to monthly because I don't fuck with monthly fees. I like, part of my being flighty and able to like leave my life on a whim and go do whatever I want is because I don't have debts, I don't have big bills. I can like do whatever because I don't have any weight on me from monthly bills and stuff. So a monthly subscription, absolutely not. But a yearly, love it because then it's handled for the year. But then it comes back around and you're like, oof. And I only get subscriptions for things that I really, really use and or need, which is why I think I only have 2 yearly subscriptions. I do pay Spotify monthly. We don't need to talk about finances, not here, not now.
Beg your pardon?
Who would have thought an outsider would be the one to teach us about the original legend of the Dragon God? I didn't teach you, I just like brought you guys the information. You guys taught yourselves with it. I guess there are some things you can't see without stepping outside of what you know. Maybe this is a reminder to expand our horizons sometimes. I once thought our craft was fated to die out, but I wonder if our skills would be useful outside of the island. How about you? When you arrived, we gave you an exceptionally poor reception, but you still saved us. I've heard the rumors, but you proved you would really help anyone. I break stigmas. We have these stickers on our fridge that we got years ago. I don't remember where they're from. It says I break stigmas, hashtag World Autism Day or something. So I always think about I break stigmas. It's often on the mind.
You have my thanks.
I'm glad the island's safe again. That couple will be relieved as well. Couple? The couple who live in the house next door. Ah, they're expecting a child soon. I do remember them. The island was in turmoil, but then there was Lady Yufa. It was a troubling time for a child to be born into. But they no longer need to worry about that thanks to you. We are very grateful. Can I see them, or like still I shouldn't bother them because they're gonna have baby? We only clung to the sacrificial rite out of desperation. We were about to become parents after all. I felt guilty about bringing a child into this world. It's as though I felt as a mother before I even became one. Nevertheless, I'm glad we didn't pass on our shameful past to this child's generation.
Very nice.
I'm glad of that too. Our child will live in a new age, so let's raise her well. That makes me happy. And with that, I actually think this won't matter to you because it'll just be a quick cut in the video. Let me talk to her. Allow me to apologize for my rudeness. I really thought our lives would never be normal again. You know, I saw a crystal in the sky earlier. What? Hee hee. It's been so long since I've talked freely like this. Wait. Wait, what are you talking about?
All very nice.
But yeah, I'm going to go ahead and stop here. Go do my day, and I'm going to come back this evening, and we're going to go play out these cutscenes and hope that Luis does not kill us. But until then, see you in a second. Okay, I'm back. Went to the mall, did not buy multiple mangas, didn't buy even Area 1 manga, but we are off back to the Gauntlet Runner and forward into whatever's next. We've got a whole soiree type thing coming up. I forget what they keep calling it, but there is a word for it. Now, what are these two talking about here? Composed woman. If I could talk to her.
Yeah?
I thought we were powerless, but now generations of priestesses have proven that false. The priestesses of the past, such as Lady Yufa's mother, never gave up fighting, and neither has Yufa herself. And so I now believe there are still things within our power to do. A little bit of hope on the beach. Can't be talking to everybody. We've had, well, this man sells fish, or at least he has fish, dried fish. They're really out here drying fish on a clothesline, like laundry. And what of it? I see nothing wrong with it if you know what you're doing.
Looks like the sea's settled somewhat. We've got a map of the Altaberry region too. I'd say we're set.
Now we can leave with our minds clear and pockets full, eh? Where are those brothers? Out on errands?
I say we just leave them behind.
Yeah, that seems like a bad idea.
Well, long as we've got a minute alone, let's go over our plan. As soon as we get to Altaberry, we give Luis the fake lance Nurus made up for us.
While I hold on to the real one.
Then, on the eve of this divine relic dedication ceremony, we use the real lance to end this. Once and for all. He doesn't know we've worked out its powers. We'll use that to our advantage.
I've said it multiple times. We are underestimating Luis. Also, Del. Del, I can tell he's questioning himself, and I don't know exactly where his alliances lay. He would say they lay with Luis. I think he's in limbo, but it's still such a risk. He's onto something. If he were to communicate that to Luis, if Luis isn't already onto us, because I trust that he is, it's like certain death for us. But also, he can't kill me, because King's magic. But also, if he kills me with the lance, but he can't get the lance because I have.
Juna, we'll need you to convince Luis to attend the eve of the festival.
Oh, I've been pestering him to do so for a while now. Don't want him spending the evening in his heavily fortified Skyrunner after all.
So where is the false lance in question?
Right here, ready to poke an eye out. Oh, what
Looks
do
the
you
same to me.
think? A dead ringer, eh?
Such detail. Even I can't tell them apart.
When we get to Alterberry, we'll pass off the fake to Luis. Then, we execute our plan.
Oh, by the way, I was talking with the Magnus brothers earlier. Think they might be onto us.
That's not good.
We know they're onto us.
We'll need to be more careful.
Wait, footsteps. Speak of the devils. We'll need to hide the real lance.
You're late. We were about to leave you behind.
Right, all present and counted. Anchors away, what?
Aye aye, me hearties! What's wrong then? Is that not the customary exclamation of sailors? Mr. Buckland was very specific.
No, you're not wrong. We just didn't expect
Wouldn't
it.
believe everything he says.
'Tis a strange melancholy, leaving the people we have so recently come to know.
We'll be back. With some fantastic tales to tell them too.
Yes, certainly.
Plumhead better not be my undoing is all I'll say. Now we're going where? Through some autumnal
This is
woods.
Alterberry Heights. We'll make faster progress back on land.
How many nights we looking at? Looking at 1 night, 2 nights. 2 nights, 2 little stopping places.
This place here.
Alterberry Heights. Easy enough, I believe. Okay, let's go ahead and get there. Here's Alterberry Heights. It's quite a ways. Think we'll make it in time? Without a problem. This fine wind will have us making landfall by the morrow. So the whole trip should be 2 nights with 3 days of travel. So I'll only have to endure 1 day of being rocked sick. Heh, now there's a grim face if I ever saw one. Captain, for stroll's sake, let us make haste.
Tally-ho then.
Let's go ahead and get there. What time is it now? We started this video as like 9, 10 a.m. It is now 5:25 p.m.
Departs the island toward the eastern side of the inland sea.
And I'm a little sleepy.
Destination is the Principality of Montario. Its vast mountain crags, so different from the western terrain, can be seen clearly from the water. Their forthcoming task would be their greatest trial yet. They felt the tension rise in wordless silence.
Let us not forget Montario, the region we're headed to. That's where Hulkenberg's from. Now, what to do in the meantime? What are you up to? What do you know? Can I lock you in a crate somewhere? Would Luis find that odd? I'm ready to like you. We can be friends, but like, we're gonna have to sort that out after the murder. I can't have you free range before the murder.
Seriously.
You realize there was probably a way to get the lance that didn't involve saving that pagan girl, yeah? Though I suppose I can't complain since you got the lance either way. Still, if you want Count Luis's favor, take my advice and stop playing the hero. I don't care about his favor, I care about his murder at this point. And the hot brother, what are you up to? Gotta hand it to you, can't believe you actually got the relic off him. Couldn't afford the cock-up a job from Lord Luis though, could you? Otherwise you'd just be dead weight. You're on my gauntlet runner. Okay, we've got to actually spend time. Anybody want to, like, really chill?
Yes?
Nope. Okay. We're gonna read a book. And then probably take a bath at night. Now, what's this again? This increases MP. I don't feel like praying right now. You know what? Instead of book, I'm just gonna hang out with Stroll.
Hey.
Well, isn't my courage up quite high already? Yeah, whatever.
Now then.
My lips feel dry.
All right.
Yeah, courage is already quite high. Sitting on my own foot, it's probably a bad idea.
Camp, just as the curtain of night descends on the wilderness. Ideal for their cover, it works both ways, as monsters and rogues alike await their victims in the shadows of the rocks. Only a gauntlet runner offers peace of mind against such dangers, a large reason why they are so sought after.
Do y'all know how bad of a person Henry Ford was? Have we talked about this? Just because I was thinking about gauntlet runners, why don't they mass produce them? Because they shouldn't. But also then then it all comes back to Henry Ford, doesn't it? Okay, y'all want to see me take a bath? I can feel the temperature dropping, but since we made landfall, I bet it'll be pretty cold in Altabury. What's up, Norris? Now that we've made landfall, I admit I miss the sight of the Sea Runner gliding gracefully through the water. Then again, nothing quite like the sight of those legs kicking off the ground with all that power. Tonight I shall bask in the beauty of our flying gauntlet runner. I have a feeling you do that every night, you perfect man.
All right then. Let's head there right away.
Why am I so sleepy at 5 p.m.? I probably didn't get enough sleep last night. I wasn't in bed, asleep until a little bit after 2, and then I woke up at probably 8:30. So that's 6 hours. 6 hours is a decent amount, but it's not a lot. But leisurely soaking, yep. Now, what do y'all want to use? We always use the gold. We could use something else. What's Fleeting Fountain of Youth? I don't know what stat that's going to build. Agility. That's good. Agility is good to have. I believe agility is also evasion in this game, so.
Time marches on, and the age of a new king draws nearer.
Harvest Day. First day of the week. And then Metals Day, Idols Day, Fires Day, Waters Day.
It would seem that...
We stand now among the mountains. I have long gazed at the peaks of Montario from the island, but I never imagined I would see them this close. Altabury remains... Oh, look at her! I've never noticed that choker she's wearing casually with the little rose on it. That's pretty. Altabury remains cold year-round, so quite accordingly, its people have perfected the art of piping hot stew. And it's home to the foremost opera house in the kingdom as well. I suppose that will be the stage of our confrontation with Louise.
I guess.
Let's keep our hopes high. My hopes are middling at the moment. I think my hopes are at a healthy little place.
So?
Keep my eye on you. About time we made it to the mountains. Never much minded sea travel myself. Basilio, though, he turns green at the thought. Where is Basilio? Let's hunt him down. Hey, Yufa. Basilio. Basilio, my love. Basilio. Scene.
Hey.
Seems like Del's foot's all healed up now, thanks to Lady Rella. Now what's got you looking so pleased? Bah, can't make sense of all this. What, y'all want to read another book? What do you want to do? We can hang out with you. Let's hang out with Yufa. Work on our... I think that's our wisdom. Imagination.
I'm very happy.
I wonder if imagination and wisdom are tied. I I think I hear wolves howling in the distance, but there's no way they could be so near the Gauntlet Runner. Could they? Clear away your thoughts, Slater.
May I?
During meditation, you must do naught but feel yourself where you are, in this time and place, and accept it. You ever listen to Shy Girl? If I need to feel myself, it's Shy Girl hours. When I'm gluing on my hair and getting dressed to go out, I'm chugging caffeine and I'm listening to Shy Girl and I'm shaking my CNB everywhere, and that's my cock and balls. You should know that. No matter what you hear, just listen. Let things be as they are. Abandon yourself to the great flow of everything, period.
Alright.
Ah, fuck, I didn't see what my options were. I should try to do what Yufa is telling me. Let things be as they are, but how? I howled?
Well...
Tell me, are you thinking of something like strange and primal right now? The aura around you tells me you are. I did a shit job at meditating. Oh, they said it only went up a little bit, but that went up a lot.
Farewell.
Come look at this!
Ahoy, you lot aren't gonna believe the view I'm seeing outside. I'm hitting the brakes.
The Gauntlet Runner makes a short stop in front of Colorodeo Cliff, a bluff so
Colorodeo.
tremendous it fills one's vision. Its massive fissure is said to be the vestige of a god's wrath, as only a force capable of splitting heaven and earth could cause it. Perfectly balanced by the work of nature, or the wrath of gods extolled in the myths of creation, none can say.
It is quite pretty. You know what it looks like? It looks like in Xenoblade Chronicles 3, when the Annihilation events are happening.
Ooh.
And things, just chunks of rock start disappearing. It kind of looks like that. Absolutely incredible. I've heard of sheer cliffs before, but I never imagined something like this. Indeed, falling off the precipice would be unfathomably terrifying and exhilarating, I imagine. Makes me want... Neither... I'll say scream. I don't know why, but I suddenly want to scream out into this distance. I'm not screaming right now, I don't have that in me. Damned boar-faced sanctus scullions! Period.
What?
God, oi, what's gotten into you? My, that was rather pleasing. It's quite refreshing, you know, to pull your voice from the very bottom of your gut and yell in such a manner.
Speaking of...
I am reminded of the time you were all yelling before me. It was a rather terrible experience, I admit, but if I may, I would like to try my hand at this yelling. Go for it, little guy. Never again shall I sleep in a roach-infested inn. Period. Yes. I feel you. How amusing. I would also like to try screaming as well. What's the matter? I fully intended to do it, but the words just won't come out at all, and Oh, this girl is just too charming. Never change, love. Well, does anybody else have anything to yell about?
Alright.
More wisdom for me. Oh, wisdom and imagination are two separate virtues.
As for me...
Oh, then I suppose it's old Nurse's turn. I've prepared a list of complaints that I wish I could recite to you all on a daily basis, and... rather chilly out here, isn't it? We should head back before we all catch a cold. Yes, we shouldn't allow ourselves to spend too much time on these distractions. We need to let Nurse live. But I must scream! As always, I've drawn this place. Here. Colorodeo.
The Gauntlet Runner stops amidst rocky terrain as twilight envelops the wilderness in darkness. The twinkling lights are not all stars. Some are the eyes of monsters peering through the dark.
That's sick. Why would you tell me that?
Comfort and peace is a privilege only the Gauntlet Runner can provide.
Don't tell me that some of the twinkles in the night are monster eyes. In my mind, it's all stars and fireflies. What does turtles all the way down mean? What does that mean? Do you guys really think we're going to succeed in killing Luis? Everybody wants to work on our fucking imaginations or our wisdom, whatever that sign is. What are you two up to over here? You and your little fucking suspenders. How do suspenders work? They're crossed in the back but not in the front? I don't understand suspenders. At this pace, we'll reach Altaberry sometime tomorrow. You've got the lance in the end, so I'll not deny you've got the skills for this, but I'll still be watching you until it's in Count Luis's hands.
Hey.
The night chills are creeping in. Suppose that means we're closing in on Altaberry. And once the lance is in Lord Luis's hands, I'll be out of your hair, eh? I don't want you to get out of my hair. The days really flew by. And you know what? I'm gonna say something, Plumhead. I kinda don't want you to go away either at this point. Like, I'm tired. I don't like to have to walk on eggshells around you. The trepidation is killing me. But I want to see you continue to grow. Okay, well, you know it's bath time for me.
Let's go.
Let's try another new bath salt. Actually, I'm gonna hit that, oh, I don't have that same one again, so no, I won't. Let's go on to Uncle Electros. What's that do? Magic skills up? It's like, what do you call electricity when you do it sexually? Is there a word for it? There's like CBT for cock and ball torture, but like what's like, whatever, it doesn't matter. Strength increased by 2.
Time marches on, and the age of a new king draws nearer.
Medals Day.
Tis nearly time.
'Tis only a ways further until we reach Altaberry. The city is likely abuzz with activity related to Saints' Day. I wonder if Luis is already there. Sooner or later we have to hand Dracodios over to him. One must wonder what the brothers will tell him of our time on the island. Hope they will leave out any unnecessary details. I doubt they will.
Got it?
We just have to stand tall and be confident. If you have to sell a lie, look them straight in the eye and say every word like you truly believe it. Period. I'm tired of just saying period, sorry. That's like not interesting input. Like she's got a point, like that's the way to sell a lie, sister. Well, to me, here's the thing. Here's how I lie and how I've pretty much my whole life lied. I'm not a big fan of lying. I don't really be lying, really. I just like tell truths that aren't entire, tell truths that aren't whole. I just like, here's the truth. The truth is a block of wood, right? And sometimes the whole block of wood's convenient. You just need a block of wood, you lay that truth down as it is, and you say, wow, this is a foundation for the home I'm building of my life. Beautiful, that's how a house should be built. But sometimes you need a weird piece of wood. Sometimes you want to whittle it into a duck just for a little bit of fun. For me, instead of creating artificial wood of a lie, a complete lie, keep up with what I'm saying because it doesn't make sense. I take the real truth, the whole truth of the block of wood, and I whittle the actual truth down into that duck. So the duck is constructed entirely of truth, but not all truth that existed in the block is contained in the duck. Is that making sense? So, a dishonest duck is not wholly dishonest, it's just not wholly truthful either. This will be the last time we're able to relax for a while. Once we arrive, we'll be jumping right into it. Right into murder. I can't blame you for feeling nervous. After all, we know it's coming. I'll talk to him again. Keep my eye on him. Him and his turtleneck. The Divine Lance. They can call it reclamation, but those Sanctus are pillaging the pagans' treasures, plain and simple. He's waking up. Sanctism's got nothing for us. We've got no faith in their god or their sanctors. That's why we stand with Count Luis. Oh, he's always stood against the pagans, against the Sanctus. I don't know why I thought that was news. It's going to be much colder in Altaberry, you know. You're ready to layer up and keep warm, I hope? You furthest tribes have to do what you can. Winters never really face us, you Jeef, I suppose. Maybe we'll hang out with Yufa again. Seems like we will.
Actually, I'm very happy.
Oh. We still need to do that sandworm quest with Barden at some point. We just need to go into that prepared. Last time I just jumped right into it, was not ready. My legs are numb after sitting in the same position for so long. Slater, try to clear your mind.
May I?
Meditation is about freeing yourself from your cage of a body and conversing with your soul, period. Well, let me... redacted, let me take that period back. What do I mean by that? When I say period, I mean like... What a beautiful, eloquent, and succinct way of summarizing the goal and the method of meditation, and you did it in a way that I agree with. Good job, Yufa. That's what period meant in that instance. If you listen to the voice of your heart, everything here in the world should cease to bother you. I should attempt to do what she says. Listen to the voice of my heart, but how? Recross your legs is... Focus on your numbness.
Right.
I accepted the sensation of pain and it faded into the distance. I became oblivious to external stimuli and my power of concentration increased. I feel that by coming out of my shell a bit and broadening my horizons, my imagination has increased.
All right.
There we go. Let's go ahead and get that up a little bit more. It seems you've relaxed a little, so let's keep this up a bit longer, shall we? Now we're going to close out the video here soon, for good. All the cutscene of actually dealing with Luis, that's going to have to be in the next video, which I'm very worried about and also very excited about, but also I like am so drained of energy, which I wasn't this drained until I came to record and I was like, oh, maybe I'm dead. This is Nurse. We've got something on the old girl's radar, so we'll be taking a short stop. I miss Katerina. What's she up to?
Sets upon the murky graveyard. The colossal bridges overhead are an impressive sight. During the Annex War, this land was a fierce battleground. Many soldiers, unable to return to their loved ones, found their final rest here. But few honor the dead. Their spirits take no solace. Their tragic remains are desecrated by wild dogs, leaving their bones exposed to the elements.
Ooh. Murky graveyard. Beautiful in a somber way. Whoa, those bridges are huge. 'Tis an area defined by its numerous valleys. The bridges connect the flatlands and increase the amount of places in which people may live. Oh, that makes sense, but if those bridges were to fall in battle, those people would end up isolated.
Hey.
Yes, all very fascinating, but have you looked at what's directly in front of you? Those are the bones of people, aren't they? They are the remains of those who fell during the Annex War. This was the site of a fierce battle, and the dead were left to the elements, denied the dignity of a proper burial. It's tragic, it is not cursed. War is tragic, and we shouldn't disrespect the fallen here.
Yeah.
Indeed, I can't bear to think of something on this scale happening again. It brings me no pleasure to see it, yet 'tis valuable to experience the cold reality, points being made, of battle beyond the legends and tales of valor. Carve this memory into your hearts. That is why the magla that drifts about this place carries such an oppressive weight. I can feel the sadness and regret of those whose lives came to an end here.
All right.
Wisdom and imagination are in a race with one another to get to level 4.
Hey.
Something wrong, Nurse. Your face has gone blue. Are you scared? My powers of imagination are more robust than most. Why, Nurse, I'm surprised you put any stock in scary stories. You're a more gentle soul than I give you credit for. Too true, too true. Before all else, I am a delicate flower.
Well then,
Well then, shall we make a quiet departure so as not to rouse the dead?
That's my fault.
I'm sorry to have made such a fuss. I would like to give those who died a proper send-off, and drew this with that in mind. That's gonna be a grim one for Maria. But important, as Hulkenberg said, let us not view war as this...
The Principality of Montario, the eastmost country annexed into the Kingdom of Uchronia. The mountain path leading to the city begins near the coastline, but few gauntlet runners can contend against its steep slope. Those who complete the arduous climb are rewarded. City lights, dusted with snow, twinkle beautifully in the valley. But what awaits the party there is no reward, but their greatest trial thus far. The hour of reckoning draws near, and they steel themselves anew.
I'm never gonna finish what I was saying. Like, it is what it is. You heard Hulkenberg. -5 Celsius.
The seat of sanctism.
That's not too bad.
Truly, I never thought I would
It's
see
cold.
it in person. What is that giant structure?
The monolith. In Sanctus Scripture, they tell of how the stone was shaped by God's own hand.
It's afloat. I'd only heard rumors that it didn't touch the ground, but to see it now.
Are we finally moving again?
Just another trip for our songstress.
It's another big city like Grand Trad.
We're here at last.
Why do I look at it like that? My character looked at it in a way. Looked at it with a mind. We decided to present Luis with Dracodios, Lance of the Dragon God aboard his gauntlet runner, the Caradrius, if you remember it. Let's hope he doesn't find out the Lance is fake. I need to get my energy up because I don't want to stop playing, but I feel like I have to because I'm just so dead. How does a man get his energy up? Yesterday at Justice's party, her little get together. It was like a pregame. I wouldn't call it a party, but it was a party. A little get together. One of the girls was like, "Have you done any burpees as an adult?" And I was about to be like, "What the fuck? No, who the fuck?" And then this other guy whose boots were really cool, and I actually really liked him. I thought he was like super cool. I should have gotten his name. He was really cool. He's like, "I've done a few." I was like, "Who are you? Do you think a burpee would wake me up?" I don't really even know fully what a burpee is. Do you think if I did like 5 push-ups, 1, I would survive? I would survive. Here's the thing. A push-up's not going to hurt my arms. It's going to hurt my hands because I've got these sore hands because I work in a wood shop. I'm going to do 5 push-ups and we'll see if that knocks me out or if that like brings me back to life. And that will dictate if the video ends here or if we continue forward. So don't mind me. I'm going to be down here. Oh, I got to find a spot to do them in. 4, 5. Okay. That actually wasn't so bad, and it actually kind of felt really nice. You think you don't want to do a push-up? Go do one. Go do 3. Go do 3 push-ups. That might change your life. I'm feeling pretty good. Oh, okay. I could drink a Coca-Cola. I'm not a soda drinker, but I've got some Coca-Colas because I'll drink them with whiskey every once in a while. Could go for one right now. But it's a bit late in the evening for caffeine and sugar unnecessarily. Let's hope he doesn't find out the lance is a fake.
Well done. So this is the Lance of Legend, is it?
I am called Euphrasia, priestess of the island.
More or less.
For personal reasons, I have joined them on their journey.
You do not detest me?
I owe my life to them, and I understand they operate under your guidance.
Indeed. I had heard you were able to obtain the lance without incurring the islanders' hatred. Quite a feat, now that I know it to be true. Well done. At last, it seems that even fate has abandoned Fortin. Thanks to
Why do you say
I
that?
was spared the effort of sifting through ashes to find this. If the islanders could not be persuaded, my next course would have been to raise their village to the ground. The Caradrius' batteries would make that a fairly simple task.
What?
Why are you surprised?
He's testing her loyalty. He's not dishonest in what he said, but he said it. He said it with purpose. So as to test her. And in testing her, he's testing us. I'm telling you, Luis a smart man. Luis, a smart man he is. Why am I talking like Yoda? I'm trying to think about where you could put commas to make that sentence make sense. I just don't think it makes... Well, it makes sense, but I don't think it's, proper. But also, when have I ever cared about proper?
At times, sacrifice is necessary to save the many. Was that not the exact reasoning by which your countrymen would have seen you die?
First of all, period. Great point. Second of all, he gave the same speech to Stroll.
You're...
Have the lance brought to my chamber later. Thank you for your hard work in spite of your wound. Take care of yourselves. Now we need only to wait until tomorrow for the Saints' Day festival.
The whole event will be held over 2 days at the Opera House.
So are you going,
First day's
Luis?
the eve of the festival, and I'm scheduled to sing. Hope you're looking forward to it.
Main festivities start on the second day. That's when all these divine relics will be dedicated and sealed. It's aimed at proving beyond a doubt that Sanctism is the highest authority.
All kind of daft though, isn't it? If they were that confident in their scriptures, you'd think they wouldn't have to bother with all that.
This is where Forden dies.
You'd think, wouldn't you?
He and Sanctism itself. At the very least, it's worth giving him a memorable end.
Here's the thing. Personally, do I give a fuck about Sanctism? No. Do I believe Sanctism has been a major force of evil? Yes. Do I need it eliminated wholly? No. I just need it, kicked down a peg. People can still believe it since they've, grown up believing it. But, you cannot use it and its rules to rule others. If that makes sense. 5 push-ups woke me up. I'm
I
up.
hope you'll come and watch me sing this time. We missed you at the opening ceremony.
Sometimes you just need a little bit of
If
adrenaline.
you're not there, it'll hardly be worth it.
You needn't worry. Having come all this way, it would be a waste not to show.
Also, no offense. Just like I said, I listen to Shy Girl and get my hair done and get dressed and it makes me feel myself. You are too pretty, Luis. The way you look like you've been listening to Shy Girl your entire life. She never misses. Also, a couple of things, and I didn't Google either of these. I just figured them out through the music. I thought Shy Girl, I don't know why I thought this. I thought she was maybe born a different gender. Nobody told me that. Don't know where I learned that. And I think with time I've realized that's not true. Haven't Googled it. And then also, I just thought she was a white woman. And again, I didn't Google is Shy Girl black, but she did say the N-word in a song, and she doesn't strike me as the type of girl to say the wrong slur. She seems like she would say the slurs she was allowed to say and nothing more, nothing less. So I'm like, wait, she's not a doll and she's not a white? I must stop listening. I'm just kidding. But that really blew my mind. You needn't. I already read that.
Well,
But he's so beautiful. He needs to be going
check
out.
the Opera House. Want to make sure everything's ship-shape for my solo, of course.
I'm sorry, if your hair is that long and has that texture, you owe it to the world to be at the Opera House.
The rest is up to you.
You have all performed admirably. You exceeded my every expectation. Soon, Forden's reign will come crashing down. From this point onward, I would have you forfeit the competition and dedicate yourself fully to my campaign.
Understood.
For now, rest your wings a while. Tomorrow's festivities will be a grand show indeed.
For ways nobody knows. Is Forden dying? Is Luis dying? Am I dying?
Seems the land's past muster. Eurus is a peerless craftsman, if not else.
So let me say something. If you can't tell by the way we've been playing this game, I have been completely unspoiled. I don't know what happens. I don't know when anything happens. I do not know. All I do know is I always see articles, because articles are luckily good at keeping spoilers out of their titles. So they'll be like, I can't stop thinking about fucking Metaphor ReFantazio's perfect ending. Here's how I feel like Atlas could move forward with the Persona series ever since Metaphor's perfect ending. I'm hearing it's a perfect ending. First of all, are there multiple endings? Because I bet I'll get a bad one. Not because I did anything wrong, just because that's often how my games go. I'm too free of a spirit. And then... Also... I feel like I had a second thing to say. Maybe even a tertiary thing, but here we are. Forgot him.
Yufa? Are you okay?
No.
He would have destroyed my home. How could he suggest such carnage with not a shade of guilt?
He believed it for the greater good.
Deep down, all people are inherently good at heart. Now, you made
They are,
it
my
sound
love.
like
They
you
are.
were bound to kill him at any cost. And now I understand why.
I see. Then let's get back on track and go find ourselves an inn. You've got more supporters now. I dare say we'll find better lodging than we could before.
I wouldn't be so sure. This city's in the palm of Forden's hand, and we're the ones who humiliated him during the exhibition.
All the same.
Better humiliated than murdered.
To be honest, I'll take anywhere, so long as I can stretch out.
Let's stay in the Gauntlet Runner. It's nice, it's humble, it's our home. It's familiar.
Gauntlet Runner.
It's safe.
As a last resort, maybe, but it might do us some good to see the city itself. Do a bit of scouting for our plans. Let's call the runner our fallback plan.
Can I run around tonight?
Then why don't we look for an inn run by a Mustari?
I thought this city was the seat of the church.
In times before the church, it's said many diverse faiths and teachings took root in this city. That's why Montario is the only mainland nation that trades with the islands.
Indeed. My grandfather often said that until his generation, the only prominent building of the Sanctus Church was that opera house. Though the prevailing story now, of course, is that Sanctism reclaimed this land from malevolent pagans.
Either
The
way,
barbarians that
I'm
they
certain
are.
there should be quite a few Mustari who feign conversion and live in seclusion.
If one of these Mustarians really exists, it may work in our favor. Let's look for it.
Please let me run around. I've got a little bit of gas left in my tank because I did 5 push-ups and that really restored me a bit. I could spend it running around town and then close out this video. If it is a Mustari-owned inn we seek, then I know of one in the center of town. 'Tis called Skyward Tavern. I recall it being rather pleasant, with very little that would point to its Mustari roots.
Certainly.
It was on Diafranco Street, if I'm not mistaken. It's so cold. At least Hulkenberg is in her element. Can we get going before we freeze? So she's quite small. I'm sure she cools off quick. Okay, yeah, she doesn't look dense either. She's, you know, something like a lasagna takes forever to change temperature because it's just a brick of food. Who invented lasagna? They were... Oh, I got a text from Reed again. That's a big one. We'll have to get to that later. I'm loving reconnecting with Reed a bit more. But yeah, lasagna's... Good luck getting a lasagna to change temperature. We welcome you to Altaberry. Good lord, aren't you that elder candidate? Out with you! Go back whence you came. This land is under the protectorate of the Sanctus Church. We've no shelter for heathens. So the racism is worse here than ever, and that's saying something. I guess we've reached some level of notoriety, haven't we? Yeah, negative notoriety. We're like the Andrew Tate. Look at this little mouse. I'm on an Xbox Series X. What do you mean a mouse has to look like this, Atlas? Why does the mouse look like this on a powerful modern... Whatever, he's cute. I like him and he's perfect. And you might think I'm joking. No, I mean it. He's perfect. I love a low poly bird. Low polygon bird, fuck with me. Ambient bird built to be beautiful but uses minimal resources as possible. Beautiful. Traveling performer, male or female? Female, pretty eyes. What's up? I hear there's a motley crew of candidates gathered here this year. Saints' Day is looking to be the most festive celebration we've had yet. I've heard rumors those relics once belonged to the church. Lies. Which would mean His Eminence Forden's standing is as good as assured. Can I kill... I don't want to be blood hungry, but can I kill Forden while I'm at it? We're going to explore here. just a little bit around here, and then we'll go ahead and close out this video. And then big, that's a little person. Oh, he's crouched. I thought that's just was the height of the person.
What in the blazes?
What is that race? That with the face markings, like, Sanctism is a belief system. Sanctists are not a race, correct? So what's this race? They always seem to be Sanctist.
Stop!
You're the elder who made a mess of the exhibition in Brilehaven, aren't you? Listen here, Altair is the stronghold of the Sanctist Church. You don't stand a chance. Alright, everybody hates me here. What else is new? What's this? Magla Broker, handsome as ever. Beautiful orange glow. Is he performing in front of a toaster? That's pretty. What are you talking about over here? What's this horse got to say? Ah, that's the man that probably speaks. Knackered coachman. You know what? 2K25, I'm gonna start saying knackered. I'm knackered. And you know what? I kind of am knackered, but I could do 5 more push-ups. If you're feeling knackered, do 5 push-ups. Nothing can keep me knackered. You can't keep me knackered. Not when I know the power of adrenaline. In sleeping and eating. In dreaming and believing. And hoping and praying. And what? Reading and writing. Thinking and feeling. Big year ahead of us, you guys. Yo, I read my tarot the other day on the full moon just because I was like, I need to pick a day. And on the calendar, the full moon's marked, and I said, period. A lot of people say don't manifest things on a full moon. I love the moon. I respect the moon. But to me, the phases of the moon don't dictate spiritual things for me. But it was like a marker. And then I found out that full moon was in Leo. And I was like, oh my God, I'm a Leo. That's fun. And my reading, so here's how I did it. It was my first time really like reading my own. I sat with my cards. This is so hippity dippity. I hate, you know, like gay people that watched like American Horror Story Coven and they wore like the big wide brim black hats, and then now like 10 years later they're like, I'm a witchy bitch on like Instagram. It's like, you guys have been a problem for over a decade. Hate to sound like one of those. But sat with my cards, kind of just felt them out, and I put one here. I said, tell me kind of where I'm at right now. Show me kind of a reflection of what I'm at. And then I put 2 cards right here, top and bottom, one, and those are both, well, where I'm at, I put another card here, what I should aim to be over the next month or so, and then 2 cards in the middle. What are the 2 things either stopping me from getting there or required of me to get there? And first of all, the card I pulled for where I'm at, the Magician. I don't know what y'all know about the Magician. I always, whenever a card is like being used to represent me or reflect me, whether it's, this is my first time reading for myself, but when I've been read by other people and other things, it's always the Magician. It's crazy, except for, that's when it's being presented to me. Whenever I date men, whenever I start dating men, they start pulling the sun or getting the sun pulled on them. So whenever I'm like, my influence on others is the sun, but my influence on myself, the Magician, which makes so much sense. A man who creates from nothing. I really feel like that's me, but we don't need to go into this, but I wasn't going to go with that. Magician, where I'm at, where I should be aiming to be was 4 of Pentacles, which is just like focus on your money a little bit more, you know, try to be aware not to covet, but focus on your money more. And then in between was it reversed 3 of Pentacles. I'm not going to read this whole thing for you. You can figure it out yourself. And then underneath that, Justice, which I went to Justice's house last night, but I don't think that's tied. But I was like, ooh, finally got those natting nobles. That's what I'm up to. Off my carriage. It's always like this around Saints' Day. I just can't abide how self-absorbed all these hoity-toits are. Hoity-toits as a noun, beautiful, love it. I'm so cold. Stop, I'm wagon sick. Forget Altaberry, it's a bloody mountain, did ya? What? Forget Altaberry's up a bloody mountain, did ya? If you don't like the carriage, go on and buy yourself a gauntlet runner, why don't you? Suppose that'd put me right out of a job, though. Yeah, but you're fine. Do you really want your job? That's where I came from.
What in the blazes?
This city feels bigger than Grand Trad to me. Grand Trad is grand right in the name. I don't know if it's the most grand. Whoa, what's going on in the sky? Orange rings. I'm sure the king's face is still up there.
Wonderful, isn't it?
I can't explain it. This man right here, with the yellow pants and the blue shirt, blue vest, he's a faggot. But like, complimentary, like in a good way. Monolith gazer. It is pretty, isn't it?
Oh there.
You there. Is the view not spectacular here? That impressive structure out there is called the Monolith. The rumors were true. It looks like a sculpture jutting out of the sky more than the ground. Truly a sight to behold. With the Opera House at its base, I still need to hit a church and purify some items. It's truly the city's landmark. It was well worth the trip when Gran tried to lay eyes upon it.
Wonderful, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. And then over there's where we need to go. Was there anything else along this way? I'm just getting a feel for the ooh.
My wits have left me, I believe.
What are you doing, lying in the middle of the public route? Are you quite all right? You do realize you're in the way, don't you? Why, I never. Don't just stare. Get up. Away with you. Well, things aren't going well over here. Are these more rats? Hey. Remember Pizza Rat? Life used to be so simple. Life used to be so simple. Pizza Rat. Life is still quite so simple, just it's different. Pizza Rat could never make it in today's fast-paced meme society. He just wouldn't be interesting enough to last more than a day. I miss him. And remember fucking Neil banging out the tunes? Oh, there's him. I always forget his name, but Rudolph. I don't love him. Not yet. I can learn to love anybody, but I don't want to love Rudolph. Big sword, huh? That's kind of cool.
Yes, hello.
God, I forget you look like a fucking... He looks like a Shakespeare play. I don't know how to explain it. He just looks like a Shakespeare play. Not in my wildest imaginings did I believe you'd survive long enough to meet me here in Altaberry. In all honesty, I'm shocked you made it past the exhibition. Nevertheless, you'll be sorry to know I've acquired my offering relic as well. Mine's better. Such a spectacular offering will surely astound citizens and candidates alike. Okay, well, I'm not stunned or whatever he said. Ooh, we got another one of these offices. Recruitment centers. We haven't seen one of these in a minute because they did not have one at Ria.
Hang on. That's the one from the exhibition.
Yes, that's me. Somebody just said that's the one from the exhibition. What's good? You want my autograph? Or a swift kick in the teeth. The two things I have to offer people. What's this? Ah, yes, a man. You know where didn't have people just fucking melancholicking in the streets? Martyra, to my knowledge. Etria, to my knowledge. Decent little places filled with decent, big-hearted people. That's all I'm saying. This place is big. I'm going to get lost here many a time. Earnest monk. We'll see about that. So you're the other causing all the rumors. That other candidate, Loveless, has been searching all over for you. Oh, blue hair! I love me some Loveless! Loveful. I dare say. I don't know what you did to the lad, but I don't want any trouble in this city, am I clear? Oh, he's looking to fight. Loveless. We can sort this out. I've said, ooh, what's this little path? I've said it before, I'll say it again. Loveless might, if I look at Loveless for too long, it might kickstart me into another blue hair phase. I go from orange to blue like nobody's business. I'm orange, I'd say like 8 months out of the year. But there are 8 to 9. There are 3-4 good summer, spring months where I have my little fucking blue hair. God, and it's so nice. This is sad. Are you... Oh my god, none of the other cities have been nearly as bad, at least not in the open, with the fucking melancholization of the people. Oh my god.
Oh, cripes.
I'm here to celebrate Saints' Day, but one wrong turn and I'm utterly lost. Oh dear, there's something foul in the air. Where in heaven's name am I? What's that cave right there? In this city, the upper classes reside in luxury in their mansions up high, while those of lesser means and values Are you associating lesser means with lesser values, or are you saying that those that have both lesser means and values disgrace the public order down below? Or do they disgrace the public order? Does the public order disgrace them by pushing them down below? Ooh, this game could radicalize me, which is crazy because it's fictional. It's all a metaphor, if you would. I have never been so, and like I've got a little woke mind, don't get me wrong, but I've never been so outwardly woke as I have been like playing this fucking game. But like, how do you not have that reaction? But, you know, I'm sure some of y'all are playing this game rolling your eyes being like, oof, a forced attempt at a dialogue. I don't care what you believe, just don't force it. Yeesh. Magic shop, can I come in? You want some coin? Well, I want some magic, so. Who runs it? Are they handsome?
What would you like?
They're old and a woman, so probably. Sometimes old women are handsome. You ever seen B. Arthur? She was handsome. Now there's a face I don't see every day. I don't carry igniters here, but I'll have a look around anyway. Oh, and I've received word from Alonso. He said you were worthy of a discount, so I'll oblige. Okay, cool. Do I have anything to sell? Nope. What you got for magic? I don't have a Thunderstone. Let's go ahead and I'll stock up on some of these things. I'm gonna go 9 of these. I'm gonna go 6 of these. Just because you never know when they're really gonna be useful. The prices are crazy. 216. Those percentages have like really fucked up the numbers. I would love an even number. Call it 200 or 300. I have 0 of these, so I'm gonna go ahead and buy 10. 4. Now I know I got hella tornadoes in a bottle. If they sell them, they don't. Luminous Sphere. 10, 10. Cool. Now accessories. I gotta read these. Praetorian Cloth. Oh, remember the Praetorians in Xenoblade Chronicles 2? Cloth once carried. Reduces turn icon cost of guard. I never really used that. Hate to say. And everything else I have at least 1 of. Which might not be enough. Sometimes I want 4 of one accessory and I don't have it, but it's a good starting place, a good safe foundation for building a team. And should I hunger for more of an item, I can go grab them at that point. I think we're getting done exploring the area. Now, what was that cave I saw? Now, what is this? So this is the hot spring. The water here is supposed to melt away your anxiety and nervousness. This is no time to be kicking back in a hot spring, though. We'll come back another time happily. Can I use my bath salts? I'll dump multiple bags in the... Yo, I ordered groceries today from the Walmart, and I got my order in early enough. I'm getting them same day. And in addition to my groceries, I'm also getting a new shaving razor, because today I was at Target, because I've been needing one. I had used Garrison's the other week, because mine finally shit the bed, and I was like, good, because it was running quite weak, to the point where, like, it would die before I got just my neck done. And even when it started... it just didn't have the torque you wanted it to have. Just, you know, the batteries age, the power that they can give age. I'm sure the blades obviously age as well. Got a much nicer new one. I was at Target today being like, I should, but I don't want to spend this much money, the number that it was. And I was like, And I just decided no. So then when I ordered my groceries, I was like, you know what? Throw one on there because I'm going to have to shave at some point. And when I do, I just don't want it to be a nightmare. And I got a great deal on a nice one. Very excited for it. Also, I got... So you remember all the bears I showed you I've been buying for Valentine's Day, and then also that bird was technically a Valentine's Day thing. Well, they already put up Easter stuff, so now every time I get groceries, every time I hit the Walmart, be it on the app or in the store, I'm going to be bringing home a stuffed peep. Now, you may not know, we have multiple peeps spanning 6 years we've been collecting peeps. Not that many. We have like maybe 6 peeps. Maybe 7. But those are all downstairs on the couch. They're like, they help fill out the sectional so as to like make it look lively and inviting. But now it's peep season, so I got a little tiny peep that looks like a sugar cookie, and I got a bigger one that's dressed up like Hello Kitty. And Garrison, like, I showed him them the other day. He's like, I don't like those Sanrio ones. I said, that's crazy. But he loves Sanrio. He likes peeps. He just doesn't like the way the peeps look. But I was like, well, I have to get the Hello Kitty one. Not everything I do revolves around this perfect little man that hates me.
Hang on a minute, you.
So I got those coming. Why did I bring that up, though? I ordered groceries, and I was talking about... What was I talking about? I've got something coming in today that I needed, and that was relevant to what we were just saying. Hot springs. Oh, Epsom salts. I've been out of Epsom salts for about a week. I had a bit left, and Garrison really hurt his foot, as I mentioned previously. And he was like, do you have any Epsom salts? I said, oh, the last of them. He's like, no, it's okay. I said, no, go ahead, soak your foot. But ever since I did like a month off of them, now I know I can survive without them, so I'm not as careful. I used to keep 4 bags in the house at all times. Now I'm a bit risky with them. Now that eggs are $10 a carton, I'm like, let me not spend $20 on bath salts every week. We're restricting the number of people on this path due to construction. Only those with a valid permit may pass through this way. Can you make an exception for a nice blue-haired boy? You're that elder candidate, aren't you? Your foul reputation has reached the city. I'd give up on attaining that permit if I were you.
What?
What foul reputation? Don't play dumb, Gallic. I'm an elder. Also, think about the Joanna thing. Come on, this is Sanctus City. We haven't done anything wrong. Something tells me he's not going to see things our way, though.
Elden rubbish. My money's on Santafex Forden.
You're what? Sometimes I walk by people and I only catch a bit of what they're saying, and I want to hear the rest of it. Heated conversation. Saints' Day. At long last, His Eminence Forden ought to be able to secure his victory here. Yes, the majority of city folk are in favor of the Sanctifex Forden, eh? But Luis is as popular as ever, I see.
Now what am I to do?
I, for one, think there's something fishy about him. Rumor has it he's even been pulling some strings behind the scenes. And the frontrunners haven't made a move? What's the point of the tournament, then? Well, if the boy candidate It's the boy candidate I've got my eye on. Ever since the exhibition, he's steadily improved his standing. It's crazy like betting on it like sports teams, which is also crazy in and of itself that we do that with sports teams. Preposterous. Who'd get behind a kid that slung mud in the face of the church? Centrist Joanna was to blame for that, though. We've got too many different people talking. The only reason people support him is because he's an elder. You watch, people hate me because I'm elder. What are you talking about? You watch and they'll dump him without a second thought as soon as the novelty wears off.
Look at that.
Tensions seem high.
Who'll take the crown now?
The elder is probably a curiosity to people because I'm still the only one I've knowingly met. And I would like to understand more about the elder and why they're hated, but nobody will fucking tell me. Kind man. We'll see about that. Nobody's been that kind as of yet. Looking for a place to stay? The inn's right ahead, mate. Oh, yeah. That's where we need to go, but I want to keep chatting. Energetic merchant. Saint's Day's the best. Even in the cold like this, I'm raking in the sales. Sanctifex Forden and St. Rella's portraits are in high demand every year. I did hope Master Godot would be moving a little better. I want to slap my big, stinky cock that's 4 shades darker than the rest of my skin on his bald head. And not as like a method of sexual assault, but just as like... I don't know, something about his head just says, please. I would get his consent before I did it, but I would like really... New topic. He's a candidate for the throne after all. Ah, well, suppose I overpriced him. Okay. This place is huge, you guys. A big, stinky, huge city. Julian, just a simple name. Oh, he's running. That's why he has a name. Well, color me surprised. Your being here tells me you've also obtained a divine relic. I don't remember you. I hardly had to lift a finger to get mine, thanks to my contacts, but I can only imagine the toll it must have taken on you. By the by, there's a podium in the city too, isn't there? I'd see them frequently in Brawlhaven, but to be honest, I couldn't bear to listen. Those were the ravings of a madman, a cheap ale, the only purpose of which was to intoxicate the masses. Perhaps it's time I took to the pulpit. Ooh, I'm gonna debate him, and I want to see how that goes, because I don't think he doesn't seem that bad. He might be cool and smart. But also, I've lost all my debates, and they've been exclusively against fools. So, should he be smart? He's got Hitler's haircut. That'd be real bad news for me. Electing a king and looking to the future requires the acumen of an enlightened thinker. Do I hate you? No, you're handsome. You got upturned, tired eyes, some chin hair. You're cool. I like you. And you got a Hitler haircut, but not the mustache, so I think you're doing okay. You know what? What's your name? Julian? friend of mine, for now. All's love and fair and love.
Can't be.
Beside Luis, all the candidates gathered here are intimidating and truly fearsome in a fight. Just being near them has me quivering. What about me? Do I make you quiver? You tight young thing. Why am I becoming sick and nasty? Tight young thing? I'm only 30. If I'm already starting to talk like this, we need to reel it in quick.
Really now?
Do not try my patience. I will not ask you again. Have you seen a member of the Mustari tribe come through here? Well, I could keep telling you. If I were Rusant, if it were Rusant I saw. You're trying to blame the Mustari for crimes they didn't commit again, ain't ya? Okay, everybody's always fighting. You want to look at clothes? I'm just wasting your time. Like, literally nothing important's going to happen in this video from here forward. You can close the video if I'm boring you. We are exploring the place. You need to understand the culture. What you sell?
Hello.
Heh, the armor we stock here is leagues beyond da-da-da-da. Yeah, da-da-da-da. Cool. Can I appraise anything? Nope, already did it all. Snow Wolf Parka. Ooh, this is decent stat boost for anybody other than, what's her name? A rugged coat crafted from the pelt of a snowy mountain predator. It has no real effects on it, but it's pretty fucking good defense. But this is even better defense, and it has effects of strength +3, magic +3. Is it expensive? Absolutely. Would I like fucking 4 of them? Yes. Mystic Robe, magic +6. Buy one of these because I'm rich. I could wait for a sale. I don't care. I should have equipped that onto what's her name. Buy one of these too. And then this is gonna go to me. No, my stats are already pretty good. Give it to him. This is just more defense. Sanctus Zaketo, magic +4. Decent defense. It's a Sanctist item, though. I don't love that about it. Strength +3, magic +3. Even greater defense than that. I'm going to go ahead and buy one of those for me. How much was that? 18,000? It does fuck up my evasiveness. But also, like, I've been working on that stat, so I'll be okay. Oh, they only had 1? Damn, I was going to buy 2. Hiking boots. It does say how many there are. Hiking boots loved by mountain climbers for their functionality and durability. I don't really focus on evasion that much. But I'll go ahead and buy 1. Because I'm rich, you see. And I'll put that on. Who am I keeping on my team right now? Is it me, Stroll, Juna, and Yufa? Juna doesn't have to stay on the team. But I think she will. I just miss Heisme. The thing about Heisme, though, is he's so quick and so capable, and I love that for him. And he evades a lot of attacks because he's so quick and so capable. But when he gets hit, it's like flicking a wet piece of paper across the room. He is so little. He goes flying and he immediately dies. He's got the bones of a bird. And like the physical weight of a mouse. It's bad. I'm going to go ahead and just give that to him. Okay. Not a lot of strategy in my build right now, just kind of giving people things that are better than what they currently have. Little upgrades. Hello, madame.
Get yourself a good deal here.
Oh, they've got quite a few. Ooh. That's a cool abacus. Big fan of the abacus. It is a lot of money. Let me look at what we've got here. I'm gonna be quiet for a minute while I read these. Like, mind your own business. Read yourself.
Yeah.
Buying that fan just because we've never bought a fan. So we've only got like base fans to my knowledge, which is just like, we don't really use that archetype much, but if we ever were to, I'd like to have at least one decent weapon. Is this for the summoner? The thing is, I don't understand what every weapon's used for, so I like to just have things available. Okay. I went quiet for too long. I done put myself back to sleepy mode. I done like soft reset my sleepiness. What's the word we're using? Knackered. Feeling a bit knackered again. I fear the increasing number of warrior monks as Saint Day approaches. We have converted to their sanctus fate, yet they still despise us. Somewhere in their hearts they still see us as lesser. I couldn't tell you how many Mustar have been imprisoned for crimes they didn't commit. Or crimes that even if they did commit them, other races would not have been jailed for that same crime. Because sometimes people will be like, that's not racism, they did do that. It's like, okay, but did other people of different races or different tribes also do that and not get in trouble? Because then it is racism, whether or not they're guilty. It's the unfair application of justice, the unfair application of law and rule. The dynamic pursuance of justice. But with that, I think we're decent. Ooh, what's going on over here? We did this, right? This is where the people were angry. And then that's going to be the end. So I'm actually going to go ahead and save right here. Go ahead and close out this video. I think it's been a long one. Thank you for hanging out. Next time, we're going to hit the end. And I think we're going to hit Luis upside the head. But I've said that for 2 videos straight now, so who knows when it's actually going to happen. We've really been edging this fucking Saints Day, but I think we are really going to complete. We're going to bust. Come next video. Come next video. So thanks for hanging out. Have a good one.